Okay, so if you're playing blackjack, you can count the cards or you can track the shuffle. If you're trying to beat craps, maybe you can switch the dice and put in a loaded pair. But how do you beat the game of roulette? Spotting the wheel is the simple application of physics, but requires a great deal of skill. If you're doing it without any kind of device to help you, you're required to time the ball as it spins around and time the wheel, and then gauge when that ball falls into the wheel and tries to land on one of the numbers. As you can imagine, this is very difficult to do, but there are systems that allow you to do it. And it requires counting in very specific ways. The amount of practice required is enormous. But if you had a device, that might be able to do a lot of the work for you and even adapt and compensate for human error. This is one of those devices. This particular system is extremely out of date, but it really illustrates what's possible. Of course, if you're carrying a modern day phone in your pocket like an iPhone or a Samsung Galaxy or really anything with a CPU inside, you can adapt it to this kind of purpose. But when we were using these, Bluetooth was a very new technology, and using that on the casino floor gave us a massive advantage. This system uses two PDAs. One of these is the receiver, one of these is the sender, and each one of these has a different job. But this is the one that does all of the work. And they're also going to use two earpieces, so each of the players can hear exactly what's going on as they receive instructions from these devices using a voice synthesizer. There's an inductive loop that helps connect to this hidden earpiece. This button is hidden inside the sleeve so that the spotter can feel it and use this to time the ball. And by pressing on this button, you're telling this the speed of the ball. So as the ball goes around, you click it twice as the ball reaches the drop point. And what happens is a lot of roulette wheels have a constant drop point, a place where the ball always tends to slide down into the wheel. That's what you're using as your timing point. So as the ball goes past, it goes past again, and as it goes past again, we now have the speed of the ball. Instantly, we look at the wheel and we start timing the zero, the single zero on the wheel as it comes past, going in the opposite direction. And this is able to make a prediction and send that prediction to the other device at the other end of the table. This wireless system was a huge advantage against the house. But when the bettor receives this, they now have to make up to 9 bets in just a few seconds. And so they do this by dropping bets and remembering patterns. And it's a matter of memorizing patterns. As soon as they get the information, they have to make 7 or 9 bets on the table. So imagine if you get one number, you have to memorize on the wheel, what are the 4 numbers on this side of that number and what are the 4 numbers on that side of the number. And you have to make those bets in a couple of seconds. And I've seen it done. It looks like a UFO passing over the layout, dropping chips. And if you have someone who can make those bets quickly, and you have someone who can spot the wheel accurately, you will have a solid advantage against the house. But there are many factors. For example, the wheels are different now. They used to be quite steep cones in the middle, if you ever think back. Well, now it's very flat, because with a steep cone, if the ball bounced onto it, it went straight back down into the wheel. Now, because it's very flat, if it goes up, it could go almost anywhere. But there is some consistency. What happens is this computer finds out where you're wrong, and it makes compensations based on your error. When these came out, these were cutting edge technology, and they have been adapted. We've put a special connector in here for this particular switch. And if you pulled this out, the program inside would be deleted. So this is a great system for beating the game. It's completely legal in my opinion. If you have a device law, then obviously you shouldn't use something like this. If you're not working with experts, you really shouldn't use something like this. You're just going to lose all your money. This is a lot of work to do, and it takes real expertise. But that's how you beat the game of roulette.